What's up, y'all? IBO MMA here, back again with another video. Today, Dana White Privilege. I have it because, Dana White, he loves me, bro. We speak on a daily basis. He sends me money from time to time. He loves me. I have Dana White Privilege. I'm going to be talking about people who also have Dana White Privilege. If you guys don't know what DWP is, Dana White Privilege, it's pretty much, Dana White, aka the UFC. They like a certain fighter. They push the fighter, give him easier matchups, give him better matchups. They push him to do better. In a sport of fighters fighting, or I'm a fighter. You like, bro, it should be just the best fights, the best. But if you're gonna use your matchups, you got Dana White Privilege. And today we talk about fighters who have it. If you guys are wondering, what is this right here? What is that? It's my sub count. It's at 99. I just thought, why not just have it on the screen? If it goes to 100 while making this video, I will be going crazy and I will be making it shake. Let's get into the video though. First of all, flyweight. It was a hard one to pick. There's not a lot of options just because flyweight is just not very it's hard to be a big name in flyweight. But I went with Steve Erceg just because, hear me out, I know he doesn't seem like he has Dana White Privilege. He doesn't, he's not a big name at all. His fights they're not that exciting. They are exciting, but they're not, they're not crazy. But I just feel like the UFC was kind of pushing this guy crazy, just particularly last year, even this year. He knocks out he knocks out Matt Schnell, by the way. He knocked out Matt Schnell, got a title shot. That is weird. How is that not the UFC pushing him, Knocking out Matt Schnell, I think that was his last fight, and then he retired after that fight, right? Or something happened. I think he had one more fight after that, and then he retired. So this is Matt Schnell on the end of his career. I know he came back. He knocked him out. Impressive. He got a title shot. I get there wasn't a lot of contenders at the time. It was pretty much Moreno and Roy Val. Roy Val was literally the only guy to really get it, and they literally just fought. But Muhammad Mokaev literally fought on the same card that Steve Erceg knocked out Matt Schnell. They probably should have gave it to him. I know his fight was boring, and Erceg got a knockout, clean knockout, sent him cold. But all right, he gets a title shot. At the time I wasn't too mad because it's flyweight, bro. What does that mean? Just it's a great division. But okay, he loses to Pantoja. It's a close fight. I was very surprised. I did not think he would do that well. All right. Then the UFC puts him in his hometown with his own people, puts him against Kai Kara France. I think they're from the same place. I think they're both from New Zealand or Australia or whatever it was. They're both from there. So I'm not saying they were particularly giving him his hometown. I'm not saying that. But they were kind of setting, are they not kind of setting Kai Kara France up to lose? Because Kai Kara France is coming off a loss. So was Steve Erceg, but one was to the champion, one was to Amir Albazi. I know it was a robbery, but still. They gave him Kai Kara France. He gets knocked out. He gets caught. All right. And then his next fight, he fights Brandon Moreno. I know it was on short notice, but still. Moreno fight after that? All right. I know it's not very clear that he is Dana White contender. I just thought that it was kind of weird that he was getting all these good matchups, even though he's not a big name. He had 3 fights and then a title shot. I think that's a little bit crazy, but I digress. Let's get into the next one. Bantamweight. I think it's quite obvious. Maybe not now, but Sean O'Malley. I know they're giving him Song Yadong, UFC 324. I'm excited, but I know that's a hard fight for him. Sean O'Malley even said himself that he wanted Amin Zahabi. If he actually got Amin Zahabi, this would be he has Dana White Privilege, But I'm gonna just say, obviously during his rise up, he was getting these sick knockouts, and I get it. You push a guy like that, it's a business at the end of the day. But he went to a no contest with Pedro Munoz, and then he fights Peter Yan for a #1 contender shot. That's kind of crazy. I know at the time we were all saying that, but even still, looking back, it's crazy. He fought Pedro Munoz, and he had a no. It's not like he knocked out Pedro Munoz. He had a no contest, eye poke, whatever. He didn't look good in the fight. They gave him Peter Yan. He wins it, close decision. I kind of thought that everyone, including me, kind of thought they should have gave it to Jan. He gets it, all right. They give him a title shot. Okay, he doesn't fight. He doesn't fight for like I want to say like close to a year. Gave him a title shot against Aljo. Aljo, keep in mind, he fought like 2 months before that. Before they fought, they fought like 2 months before that. He knocks down Aljo, and then it was a kind of an early stoppage. I know we give him credit to him. He caught him, but it was a little bit of an early stoppage, especially since Aljo at the time he was a dominant champion. He was a dominant champion. You give him more time, in my opinion. All right, they gave him Cheeto Vera. Are you kidding me, bro? I get it. They have a history, but bro, Cheeto Vera did not deserve that at all. Cheeto Vera just beat Pedro Munoz. What's up with Pedro Munoz, bro? Why every single time you fight him, your next fight is like for like a number one contender chart or a championship? Like, it makes zero sense. They gave him Cheeto. Makes zero sense. They had him as the main event. I get it, but they stacked the card to UFC 299. Y'all, but real ones know they stacked that card crazy. They really tried to get O'Malley to be like a household name. He wins pretty. They even gave him, bro. They even gave him. That was the first custom shorts. He had the first custom shorts, the pink. That was the first one. Even he wins the fight. All right. Now if he didn't fight Marab and he fought someone else, that would be like crazy treatment. But all right, he fights Marab, he loses, but then he gets an instant title shot for no reason. He had one title defense and it was Cheeto Vera. Like, he has Dana White privilege. I think we all know it though. That's why I'm not gonna speak too much about it because we all know. But he is very entertaining, so I get it. He has the colorful hair. He's a big name. I get it. The Snoop Dogg clip, you know. But he is fighting a dong, so maybe they're switching up on O'Malley, but I don't know. Next division, featherweight. Yair Rodriguez. Just because there wasn't a lot in this division. I would say it was between Yair, or I was kind of gonna say what was I gonna say? I actually forgot. I forgot, bro. I forgot. But Yair Rodriguez 100% has Dana White privilege just because he fights right. He was supposed to fight Volk again, the second fight. That makes zero sense. He fought Pitbull. He beat Pitbull. It wasn't even like a finish. He beat him by decision. It was quite dominant. I'm not gonna lie. It was dominant, but you're not getting a title shot after that. Thank God that UFC No Shea got canceled. Like, the whole event got canceled. Because this would have been the main event. I'm not gonna lie. This probably would have been the main event, which I would have rioted, bro. Did not deserve that. Even before that, we've seen it before. He gets one win and then he gets like a number one contender shot or like a title shot. We've seen it so many times, particularly when UFC 284, when Volk moves up, he fights Islam for the first time, and then Yair gets an interim belt against Josh Emmett. That fight it didn't make sense because at the time Arnold Allen was on like a 10-fight win streak, just like beating dudes. He probably should have gotten it instead of Yair or Emmett, but Yair got it. He fought Volk. We saw what happened. He loses to Brian. Bro, he lost to Brian Ortega. He beats Pitbull, and then he was supposed to get a title shot. It made zero sense. Thank God he didn't get a title shot. And if you guys don't know about him getting a title shot, I swear every single big Instagram MMA thing, they all posted that it was pretty much confirmed that he was supposed to fight Volk. I've seen it all over my feed. So yeah, Dana White privilege. Let's get into lightweight. I think, bro, should we just move on? Or what? Do I have to explain it to y'all? I feel y'all already know. Do I have to explain it? He has pretty much lost to Jerry Gordon. All right. He comes back, fights Tony Ferguson. At like 39 years old. Tony was on like a 6-fight losing streak. Beats him by decision. Fights Bobby Green in his hometown, which at the time Bobby Green was ranked. People forget Bobby Green was ranked. submits him. All right. Then he fights. Who did he fight after that? Was it Michael Chandler? No, was it actually Michael Chandler? Then he fights Michael Chandler. Bro, he's fought like 3 times in a span of like 3 years, bro. He's inactive. I get it, he's a big name. He fights Michael Chandler, who's like ranked like number 10 or something. He beats Michael Chandler. It was quite dominant. It was. But Michael Chandler's like 40 years old. And as you can see, if you guys don't know, if you guys can't see, let me just zoom in for you. Let me just zoom in. He's ranked number 5. He's ranked number 5 in the division. If you guys are wondering who is he ahead of? He's ahead of, let's just look on the website, you know? Why not just look? He's ahead of Dan Hooker, Mateus Gamrot, Benoit Saint Denis, Fiziev, Moicano, Dariush, and here's Chandler. Chandler's ranked number 12, which I get it at the time. I think he was ranked like number 9 or 10. But the fact that Paddy just been increasing his ranking when he hasn't fought nobody, he had not fought since the Chandler fight. And then now he's fighting Gaethje for the vacant. No, not the vacant. The interim, but it might just be a vacant. Ilia Topuria might really just I've seen it. If you guys seen it today, he might vacate his title. This fight might genuinely be for the title. Bro, if Paddy Pimblett becomes champ, bro, like I don't know what that says. Dana White privilege is real. But nah, I think you already know this one. Just get into welterweight. Who did I pick? I forgot. Who did I pick? JDM. Yes, I picked JDM just because his way to the title was just way too. He was being pushed a lot. And I did not feel like he really kind of deserved it. If I'm being real, I'm not a guy to be like, props to him for getting the title shot, winning the belt. But let me just say this. Beating Kevin Holland, he got Gilbert Burns in like a kind of like a number 1 contenders fight. If you guys don't know, Gilbert Burns was like ranked like number 5 when he fought JDM, and JDM just beat Kevin Holland by like split decision. But JDM was at the time like kind of murking dudes. Like he destroyed Randy Brown. He destroyed I guess that's it, right? Who else did he like really destroy though? Randy Brown, Pete Garcia. I don't know. He fights Gilbert Burns. Obviously had the knockout and the injury. He got injured. His hand is broken. He was out for like a year. He gets a title shot. Something is fishy. He was supposed to fight Leon. Then he gets a title shot against Bilal. He wins it. Props to him. That's a great win. And then we saw with Islam, his last fight, that maybe he was kind of rushed a little too much. Because I think we always look at it as like the fighter being rushed. That's like a good thing for the fighter when they're being rushed and they're getting better opportunities. It's good for the money wise. Like you're getting more money in these bigger fights, but bro, making your way up in the rankings, like bro, every single training camp, you're really getting better. And we've seen that his grappling is just, it really needs to be improved on. And maybe if he fought like a Gilbert, we already fought Gilbert. If he fought like another grappler before he fought Islam, maybe it would have been a different fight. But I think it's quite evident. Oh, that's a nice word. That's a great word. That is I think it was pretty evident that he was rushed. He was rushed to the title. But props to him for becoming champion, becoming champion. What's next? Middleweight. Who did I pick? Kai Bralho. I just felt like, again, bro, they were just pushing him a lot. I get it. He was kind of like the face of the fighting nerds, but knocking out Paul Craig, and then, no, he beat Abu Smagomedov by decision. Then he fights Paul Craig in like his hometown in Brazil, knocks out Paul Craig, which, bro, Paul Craig, how many people have knocked out Paul Craig? Like, actually, how many? I feel like we've seen it so much times. Bro, he gets knocked out quite a bit. And then he fights Jared Cannonier. He fought Jared Cannonier, which, bro, keep in mind, Jared just fought like a month before, or like 2 months before he fought Bralho. And he just got knocked out against Imavov. I get it. It was an early stoppage. It wasn't like a typical knockout. Like, it's not like he was out cold or nothing. It's not like he took a lot of damage, but he still just got knocked out. He fought Bralho. They have a 5-round they had a 5-round war. I know Bralho was really close to finishing Cannonier in the 5th round, but they still had a war for 5 rounds. Like, they did. And then again, if you guys don't know, Jared Cannonier is like 40 years old, and this was like a year ago. So he was like 39-ish. He was like 39-ish. His face was all bloodied up and mushy, and he has a big cut. And then tell me why he fights Imavov for a number 1 contender fight. Doesn't make sense in my opinion. He beat Jerry Cannonier, I get it, but at the time, Imavov beat Jerry Cannonier. He beat Brendan Allen. He knocked out Izzy, and then he fights down to fight Barajo. It doesn't make any sense. But Barajo, I'll give him this. He did step him as the backup fighter for UFC 312 against Dricus versus Strickland. He was the backup. I guess that gives you like a number 1 contenders fight, I guess, but it just does not make sense to me. Apparently, he's gonna fight RDR, which props to UFC. That's a great fight. I like that fight. Great fight. Middleweight. I mean, light heavyweight. Who is it? I don't remember. Yeah, I do remember. Khalil Roundtree Jr. I think, bro, this is the most obvious pick. There's actually not a lot of, because the thing with light heavyweight, it's been the same people for the past like 3 years. I think I said in a video before, it's been like the same people. But Khalil Roundtree, that's the thing. Khalil, he had this like Joe Rogan edits, the Joe Rogan podcast. He was already kind of like a big name already in the scene. He beats Anthony Smith. He knocks out Anthony Smith on short notice. Anthony Smith did take that fight on short notice, and then he gets put into a number 1 contenders fight against Jamal Hill. Like, that fight made no sense. And you could tell the UFC was really trying to push him, really wanted him to win that fight because Jamal Hill just lost to Pereira. He just got knocked out against Pereira in the 1st round. Out cold. And then right after, I'm telling you, this is like 3 pay-per-views later, they put him against Khalil Roundtree. They definitely wanted Khalil Roundtree to win that fight by knockout. What happens? That fight never happened. Do you know why? Because Khalil Roundtree popped first. I don't know what he popped for, but no. He didn't pop, but he was given something that he would have made him pop, and then he took that accountability to be like, to pull out of the fight, because like, he didn't pop, but he did pull out of that fight due to his, whatever. And then he gets a title shot. Bro, the UFC giving him Jamal Hill was like a gift. And then they give him a title shot after that, after he didn't even fight Jamal Hill. That was crazy. I mean, ever since he lost to Pereira, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like he's really been like if he fought Jamal Hill, good performance, fought Yuri, good performance, he got knocked out, but great performance by both guys. Maybe not anymore, but at the time when he fought Pereira and he fought Jamal, I mean, he was supposed to fight Jamal Hill, like, I don't think he really deserved that. I'm gonna just be real. I think it's giving Dana White privilege. It's given. But I digress. I don't think he has it anymore though. So that's not a diss, by the way. I like Khalil Roundtree. Shout out Khalil. But heavyweight, I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't many options. I had to go with Cyril. Actually, this was probably the most obvious option as well. Cyril gone, maybe not as a late, but even getting the title shot against John Jones, like, he beat Tai Tuivasa to get a title shot. All right, it's not like there was like a obvious choice other than him. I mean, he wasn't obvious, but there's not like there was a certain person that should have fought John Jones. All right, whatever. He fights John Jones, gets destroyed. He fights Sergey Spivak. All right, beats him. But then again, everyone's really beating Sergey Spivak. He's on like a 2-fight losing streak. I get it. And then he fights Volkov, which in my mind, when that fight got booked, I'm like, UFC is trying to get him a title shot against Aspinall, because he already beat Volkov before. It's Volkov. He's going to beat Volkov twice. That's what the UFC was trying to do. I don't think that fight really made much sense. He arguably loses to Volkov. He gets the title shot against Aspinall, which, keep in mind, bro, I swear everyone's calling this guy out. Almeida is like begging to fight him. Curtis Blades wants that fight. Everyone wants this Gone fight. but he fights Volkov. It doesn't make much sense. He beats Volkov, arguably lost that fight. They give him Aspinall, but I think him getting the Aspinall fight he didn't deserve. But I'm not. He should fight Aspinall again because he looked good in that fight. Looked great in that fight. I'm not gonna call it Dana White privilege if he gets another title shot. I'm not. Because he looked good. But you can tell he had a little Dana White privilege. I'd even mention this. He fought Derek Lewis for an interim belt. Derek Lewis for an interim belt. But wait, what is this? Oh. Whoa, no. I know. Okay, well. No, I see ChatGPT, y'all like, yo, this dude uses ChatGPT. It says USC video ideas. I'm getting ChatGPT to give me. I'm not using ChatGPT to do my predictions, bro. You caught me. Nah, I'm playing. But nah. This is my channel. Oh, I just want Dana White. Bro, whatever, bro. I'm at 99 subscribers, as you can see. If you're watching this, just hit the subscribe and get me to 100. I'm probably not to be that guy, but I'm probably already at 100. Maybe. But nah. That was the video. Again, I will be streaming this Friday, Jake Paul versus AJ. I don't know if I should make a video on it, but I do want to stream it because it's gonna be a fun one, bro. It's gonna be a fun one, But that is the end of the video. Subscribe, like, get me to 100. Get me to 100. I said it twice. Get me to 1,000. Get me to 10,000. All right. I'll see y'all later. Oh, join my Discord. It's in my. I did a post on it, and it's in my. Go to my. Oh, I could just show y'all. It's right. Press more over here. Boom. Here's the Discord. Yeah. And that's the end of the video. Bye, y'all.